friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Long Distance Friends podcast. My name is Liv. Oh my God, I'm so fucking tired. I have been having oh my God, what is going on? I feel like my brain is moving, but just like not correct. Today has been a content day. I am making a bunch of content. I'm trying to like restock because I know that I'm not going to have access to my mic or my computer in order to create content for the next couple weeks. And, or at least like I will, but by the time I get access to it again, it's going to be like I won't have enough access to be able to like update you guys every single week. Like I am going to be so busy. And we've already talked about that. We've literally already talked about it. You know. If you've been keeping up with my TikToks and my Instagram, good for you. I don't talk about my personal Instagram here. That's a business account. Okay. That's like a person business account. Okay. We're not doing that. But if you're keeping up with my TikToks, good for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope that you're liking. I hope that you're following. I hope that you're sharing. I hope that you're commenting. Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I know last week I said happy September 1st, and then I had to realize like halfway through that it was not September 1st. Happy September 2nd. Okay. Happy Labor Day. Happy Labor Day to all you laboring people. I'm also a laboring people person of the sorts. I I'm gonna be honest. I know that Labor Day is like the big indicator of like the end of summer and that it's like, oh, you can't wear white after Labor Day because like, summer's dead or whatever. Like, I don't understand that rule, honestly. But I am curious about the history of Labor Day because like I don't know what it's for. So it's the first Monday in September. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. Okay. It is 5:12 currently. I'm a little I'm a little loopy. So, Labor Day is an annual celebration of the social and economic achievement of American workers. The holiday is rooted in the late 19th century when labor activists pushed for a federal holiday to recognize the many contributions workers have made to the America's strength, prosperity, and well-being. I don't know why it was proposed to me as like a military holiday again. Like I thought Labor Day and Memorial Day were like the same thing. Toots is in the studio. Tootie would know nothing about Labor Day because Tootie has never labored in his life. The only laboring he has done is being so handsome of a boy. It does make me sad that I wasn't there when Tootie was born. Like it makes me so sad that I wasn't there when my babies were born. It makes me so sad. I would have loved to take care of you when you were just a little baby. I know I got you like 6 weeks after, but still, it breaks my heart that we had 6 weeks that we weren't together, my sweet love. Anyways, so that's the history of Labor Day. Happy Labor Day. I hope that you're eating a hot dog. I hope that you're having a grill. I hope that you're on the lake or the pool or some sort of water entity. But yeah, most importantly, I hope that you have a hot dog. I really do. I love a hot dog. Okay. I know we've talked about it before, but I love a hot dog. There's few food items in this world that I love quite as much as I love a nice, crispy, juicy, well cooked, grilled hot dog. Okay. A few things. Microwaved hot dogs, hate, hate, disgusting, disgusting. But a grilled hot dog, game changer. Okay. And all beef. All beef. All right. I don't want any other kind of meat in there. Okay. Pork hot dogs, disgusting. Can't do it. Can't do it. All beef, 100% American beef. And then I'm in. Okay. So there's that. And we'll go back to the list. What else is new? I'm so sorry. I was just hearing something in the mic, and that is the automatic cat food feeder. So I will say, because you guys know that I am a lady of the world and you're keeping up with my travels. I have an automatic feeder for my boys. And so I'm not worried about them getting enough dry food while I'm gone, but they have gotten accustomed to having a little wet food meal at night. Yes, sweet boys. And I want someone to come check on them. I really do. Like, I just want someone to pop their head in and make sure that they're okay. So I do need to go talk to the neighbors. I still haven't done that. I'll do that later. I'll do that when we're done hanging out. Okay. Okay. So the list. Um, I want to talk about something real quick because they can never make me hate Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay. They are filming the Freaky Friday sequel with Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan, which, first of all, I'm so proud of Lindsay Lohan for like getting clean and getting to this point in her life where like there was a point in time where Lindsay Lohan was like the most famous person alive, right? She was the most famous actress in all of Hollywood at a point in time in the early 2000s. And I really don't think we talk about Lindsay Lohan's career enough. Okay. Like her career early on was insane. I don't know if I have shared it on here. And if I have, tell me in the comments below. Um, Get Lucky, her like straight to DVD movie. The cover photo for it of like her looking disheveled paparazzi photo. It was a real paparazzi photo that they used. They used an actual pap photo of Lindsay. I'm sorry, the mic is having to be readjusted because Tootie's readjusting. So I find that very interesting that they literally took like paparazzi photo of her in New York having a rough ass time. And they were like, make it the movie poster. We're gonna use it. Lindsay, you good with this? Cool. Here we go. Herbie Fully Loaded, amazing. Maybe I should watch Herbie Fully Loaded tonight. So you can never make me hate Jamie Lee Curtis. I openly am more than happy to talk about the fact that I think Jamie Lee Curtis does so much for the community. I think Jamie Lee Curtis does a lot more for society than we are aware of. I don't think we give her enough credit for like the activism that she does. I think she's a great actress, right? Like I've never seen her in anything that I wasn't like, yes, bitch. Yes, and Jamie Lee ate it. Okay, even the Activia commercials, she ate that shit up. Okay, all the way. And I really appreciate her. I don't think we talk about her enough, honestly. Like I wish we talked about Jamie Lee Curtis more. I wish she gave me more reasons to bring her up. Oh, Mean Girls too. Lilo just killing it. Okay, we gotta let Toots go. I love you. Oh, he doesn't want to go. That's nice. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. Thank you so much. So there's that. And he just took my train of thought with him because I had something else that Jamie Lee Curtis made me think of. What did Jamie Lee make me think of? I don't know. It'll come back to me. I hope. So yeah, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she was hilarious. Like she's always a guest star, you know. So I'm glad that we're getting another Freaky Friday because I do want to see her in another lead role. The last one she had was Halloween, which like I get it. I do I love listening to her talk about Halloween where she was like, it was supposed to end. Like it wasn't supposed to continue. And I didn't want to be a part of it if it like didn't continue because that's not the accurate story. Like that's not real. This whole like Mike Myers is a zombie is bullshit. I'm not doing that. And the most recent one I haven't seen. Oh, I will tell you though, I did go to the movies recently. I took myself to go see Deadpool versus Wolverine. Oh, Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever. And I will say, I thought it was funny. You know, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I do love Ryan Reynolds. I think I've already shared my thoughts on the It Ends With Us drama. I haven't seen It Ends With Us. I am debating going to the movies tonight to go see it and just peruse. You know, I have a movie credit. I have $1 off concessions. I might go get myself a big popcorn and go to the movies. I love going to the movies. Truly, it's one of my favorite things. And I know that we've talked about how my brain works cinematically, and I think that's a big part of it. I do love cinema. I love the creation of visual media. I really do. It's something that I have always felt very passionately about, and I've always loved, and I've always felt like that's where my creativity, flows into. And I think I've been a creative in a lot of different ways throughout my life, but the one that's been the longest standing and the most profound has definitely been film and visual creation, digital and visual media. So I do love movie theaters. I hate the movie theater that I have next to me. Honestly, I have a Cinemark and I think that the Cinemark membership is ass. Okay. Regal puts in the work. You get unlimited movies and you get 20% off of your concessions. And so I for like a full summer, I had a Regal. I think I had it for a year. Honestly, I used to live next to a Regal. And did it smell like piss? Yes. Was the seats were like old school movie theater seats. Like it was dingy. I know that. That's probably why I could go to unlimited movies because it was gross. But it still was like the magic of the movies, you know? There's just a certain level of like pizzazz that you don't get when you watch it at home. You know, when I watch it at home, I can go up and pee and do whatever and, make something else and I get distracted and there's other things going on. But in a movie theater, I feel socially pressured to put my phone away and not check it. I feel socially pressured to be quiet and tell no one my thoughts. I feel different watching a movie in a movie theater than I do watching one at home, right? It is what it is. But I love going to the movies. I love movie theater popcorn. Eat that shit right up, right up. I do like that I can order ahead with Cinemark. I don't like that my membership only gives me one movie ticket a month. That's ass. Straight up. Okay. Disgusting. Hate that. Do better. Do better, Cinemark. Anyways, they do have like a lot of food options though, and I'm not going to eat it. I sat next to a guy who was eating nachos, and I was like, I can't trust you, dude. He ate nachos and a sandwich. And I was like, bold choice. Like, you still have 2 more hours to go. And you're not going to shit yourself from the fucking nachos? I could not handle that. My IBS body could not handle that. And oh my God, if I didn't tell you guys, I had gotten diagnosed with IBS-C. So now you know. Okay. Crazy. And the doctor who diagnosed me with it 2 years ago didn't tell me. She just put it in my notes. She didn't even put it on like my profile of my chart in her notes. Put patient presents IBS-C. You want to know what IBS-C is? IBS with constipation. I'm constipated half the month, and the other half of the month, I can't keep shit in me. I've shit 3 times today. You're welcome. Before that, I will say, yesterday, I pooped 4 times. Woohoo. Okay. I'm such a skinny legend, right? Where's my waist? Good luck finding it. But 2 days before that, I hadn't shit for 4 days. So, like, it's give and take. It's a give and take. And I do my best. Okay. I'm out here eating my 50 grams of fiber every day. I'm just spooning fiber and Miralax into my body. Just kidding. I'm getting it from food and plants and vegetables. But yeah, so that's what's going on there. I don't want to buy more groceries. I know I'm going out of town and they're just going to go bad. I don't want to do it, but here we are. So yeah, I might go to the movies tonight. I love the movies. I go to the movies by myself. I think going to the movies by yourself is super fun. Charmix and I went on a movie date. We went to the movies before he left. And we had a good time. What did we see? We saw Maxine, the like triple X Maxine. It was a A24 film and it was in like a trilogy, the triple X trilogy, I think is what they were calling it, where it was like X, Pearl, and Maxine. And I'd have to go back and watch it because I didn't watch all of them. I only watched Maxine. And so there was a girl sitting next to us and she was like, oh my God, like that's amazing. So my theory, because I haven't seen it and I haven't looked it up because I don't want to look up spoilers because I'm like an appropriate person who wants to watch it and find out. I think that because the main character is the same lead actress in all 3 movies. And I know that there was like there was a storyline that was like, oh, so you didn't change your name. And they kind of showed a clip from Pearl in it. Like, I'm a star, you know? And so I think that she just like has changed her identity and like has continued to hop around to different parts of the US and change who she is in order to reach this moment of celebrity and to get to a point of fame. I need to go back and watch it now. I really do. So I might go back and watch those TBD. I also have decided that when I leave for California, I have a paperback book that I started and I have not finished. And I have my Kindle. And on my Kindle, I am almost done with the last book in the Throne of Glass series. I'm almost done with Tower of Dawn. Oh my God, it is exhausting though, because they are just like in battle the whole book. I'm like, I'm so tired. I can't imagine how they feel, but they're fake. They're not real. So that's how I feel about that. And I mean, it's a great series. It really is. I do love the character of, Aelin Galathinius. I almost said Targaryen. That's not right, but she's blonde. And it is, I know that my hair is not the blonde that it was when I was a girl, but like I just feel connected to any blonde character because my hair was blonde my entire life up until a couple years ago when it just said, you know what, you're going to be brown. I'll take it. All right, I'll take it. Except for the little patches of natural highlight that make me look bald. So thanks for that, hair. I really appreciate it. Let's get into it. I've been talking for like 10 minutes and I haven't even gotten into my list. Besides Jamie Lee Curtis. I love you, Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, if you're listening, I love you. You can do no wrong in my eyes. I love you so much. And if it ever comes out that you are a terrible person, I'm going to be really disappointed because, like, you raised me. You know, you are a staple of the media that I have indulged in. And I love it. Also, bring back Activia commercials. Honestly, looking back at it, knowing that I have IBS-C, I should have been eating Activia, you know, help regulate me because I was not regulated. So I should be eating Activia is what I'm getting from this because I support Jamie Lee Curtis. Also, so I had this thought. I didn't know that I only had two things on my list left. We plowed through it. Good for us, guys. So I had this thought because I know I kind of talked about it with like, you know, when I lost my brother and people were like, reach out if you need anything. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to inconvenience you by being like, hey, yeah, I'm sad. Like, if you just show up and like, I really need people to just like kind of overpower me a little bit to be like, no, I'm here to help. You're gonna come do this thing. You're gonna come with us. You're gonna do this. If I'm invited to something, I still feel like I'm an inconvenience. And like, I'm trying to break that. I'm very actively trying to change that. Right. I never want to feel like I am imposing or inconveniencing others. And even when they offer things I worry. I'm like, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I just want to go above and beyond to be like, I want to make this so much easier on you because you wanted me here. And that's not my place. Like, I just need to go and enjoy and just be like, thank you so much and exist. Like, people invite you to do things and be places because of who you are and that they enjoy your presence as who you are, right? So you don't have to convince them that you should be there, right? You shouldn't. And that's something that my little thinker is having to put together, right? How silly goose to think that. But I did spend like I think my entire childhood feeling like I was an inconvenience and feeling like I was creating an inconvenience in other people's lives. And like I've kind of talked to one of my sisters about this, where like, you know, we have this aha moment together of like, as adults, we both are so like home obsessed and we didn't have a feeling of belonging in the house that, you know, we lived in. You know, it was like you have your room and you know what? You should be lucky that I put a roof over your head. And it was like, okay, well, like you created me. You are the one who brought me here, right? Like I didn't exist before you. So like you have a responsibility to take care of me until I can take care of myself. And making it seem like I'm inconveniencing you by existing is really tough because like I didn't ask to exist, right? I didn't ask to be here. I did not ask to be alive. You decided that you wanted to create a person. And then you created that person, right? And then like made them believe that their presence is annoying and inconveniencing and like too tasking for them. And I really like it's so hard for me to like in my brain be like, as a parent, I don't get how you can like look at your kids and be like, God, like I hate that I have to take care of you. And like I know that there's so many people that do. And I'm like biologically, isn't your brain supposed to like wire itself to be like, okay, you are of me. I need to care for you and protect you and provide for you. Like it is so shocking to me. But then I look at the people who have like families that were like supportive and loving and that they love to go hang out with their parents and go, they still feel comfortable in their parents' homes and like go in and out of rooms without like asking for permission. Like I lived in a household where I had to ask permission to go into rooms, which I feel like I look at that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's normal of like, hi, can I come in? I need you like no you can't and like the amount of times that I was told no just tell me what you need like I was not allowed to walk into my parents room but my other siblings were like me and my sister were not allowed to go into our parents room if we like needed something like it was a knock at the door and wait for an answer and ask if you can come in. And if you're told no, you need to just like, okay, and go figure it out on your own. And like, there's a degree of like teaching kids to like not barge into things. But again, like we would sit there and we're like, hey, how come the boys are getting treated differently? Like, how come they're allowed to come and go as they please? And like, I think maybe it's because like it was my stepmom and they were her sons and we weren't, and she wasn't comfortable with that. And like, I totally get that for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. But like, hey, that created like a lot of weird brain patterns for me, to the degree that like when I see other people go into like their, like I have had friends who like I've been at their homes, whatever, and they walk into their parents' rooms and I like stop and I just kind of like hang out in the kitchen. They're like, hey, are you coming in here or what? Like, we got to grab this. And I'm like, hi, is it okay if I go in your room? And every time people are like, yeah, like, why are you asking? I'm like, well, because it's your room and I'm not allowed to like, it's your space. I'm not supposed to be there. It's wrong for me to enter other people's bubble. And them being like, what are you talking about? Especially because like on the flip side, nobody ever knocked to come into my room. They just entered it, right? Like the same, it wasn't like a this is respectful and courteous. Like it was a you are less than us, you are an inconvenience, and I don't want you here. And like that I think is the thing that I really have to get over. Is like I have this spiral internally of like people don't actually want me here. And like having to overcome that of like, no, people do. I have a lot of people in my life who love me and care about me and want me to be there, right? They want to witness my life. They want to experience life with me. They want to experience things with me. They want to do things with me. And I have this like thing where I'm like, "Ugh, I think they're faking it though." And even if they say that they do, I'm like, I really appreciate that you're trying to be polite and spare my feelings. What? Like, and then logical me is like, you wouldn't be invited if people didn't want you here. Like, it's not middle school where someone's going to invite you so that you show up and they go, oh, actually didn't want you here. Right? Like, I'm at the point that if and then like, again, I had to think of it of like, if I don't want someone somewhere, I don't invite them. If I invite someone, it's because I would like their presence. Like the idea of inviting people just because it's courteous, that's outdated. That is no longer polite. If anything, I think it's rude. I think it's rude to invite people places because you feel like you have to, because then it creates a thing for them where it creates this false sense of people want me here. That's great. Because I'm the type of person that if you invite me to something, I'm going to be there. I'm going to work my ass off to do what I need to do to be there. And I've had to realize that that's not how everybody works, right? Like, and that's okay. That is okay. But if I'm invited somewhere, I assume that it is important to that person that my presence is there. Even though the little voice in the back of my head goes, they're just doing it to be polite. They don't actually want you. No, I don't believe that, actually. I think I'm a pretty cool gal, right? I think I'm a pretty fun time. I think that when people want me somewhere, they let me know, and I would like to make an effort to be there. I would like to be around people who enjoy my presence, whose presence I also enjoy, because it goes two ways, right? And if somebody invites me somewhere and they didn't actually want me there, you can tell when you walk in the room and it's really uncomfortable, right? But you have to get over that hump internally of like, people don't want me here. Okay. Well, just because my parents didn't want me doesn't mean that other people don't. Because everybody but my parents wanted to hang out with me. Everybody but my family thinks I'm a grand old time. So that's fun. Yeah, just a little trauma dump for you. You're welcome. So there's that. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I don't know why I can't think of it. Like it's so sad. I do want to talk about the fact that like I don't know how to pack a bag. Like I did take a little break in between my last recording and this one, and I was looking at my suitcase and I just was kind of like I don't even know where to start. Like I'm bringing this paperback book. Oh my God, I didn't even finish my thought with that one. I have a paperback book that I bought a year ago. I bought three books, three paperback books. I opened one and I'm like five chapters in and I have not finished it. And it's like, oh my God, it's like a stacked sandwich thick, right? Like it's like a juicy fat burger that you got to unhinge your jaw for thick, right? I need to finish that. It's the last in a series that I did via audiobook and I want to finish it. Like I'm very invested in it. I'm like I want to know what happens. have not picked it up. Have not picked it up in a year, probably. I have two more books that were all over the book talk and that like looked fun and interesting. And I was like, oh, I'll bring those little beach reads, whatever. They probably would be more appropriate given the size of them. But one of them has gone viral for being like, this is a smutty little book. And I'm like, I don't want people to look at me and be like, she's reading porn. I'm not. I'm just reading my silly little hockey book. Okay. Yes, they be banging. But that's besides the point. Okay. It's a very nice story. I haven't read that one. Need to finish this book. And I don't want to bring my Kindle because like one, I'd have to charge it all the way. And two, I just don't want to have to worry about like it being there and like not losing it and shit like that. And then like if I go to the beach, I don't want to worry about like sand getting in it or like water or other things. So I would just rather take a paperback book and like read that, you know? And also I always am like, I'll read on the plane. I don't. I want to watch a movie. I want to watch a movie. I hate the idea of the like men that are raw dogging flights. They're like, I'm not going to get food. I'm not going to get water. I'm not going to watch any movies. I'm not going to listen to music. I'm just going to sit here. What the fuck? Like, why? Genuinely, why? Like, I've seen it and I'm like, you cannot be serious. And then I've seen the people that like time lapse themselves just sitting there. And also they're like, and I'm not going to sleep. Like on a 30-minute flight, sure. An hour, weird, but okay. 5 hours, anything over an hour and a half, if you're doing that, you are absolutely crazy. And I don't trust you as a human being because, like, that's weird. And your desire to do that is telling me that there is a couple screws in your thinker that are loose. And I don't trust that. I think it's bizarre. And I can't get on board. I really can't. I wish I could, but I can't. And I'm not going to feel sorry about that. I'm not going to feel sorry that you have a weird brain and I have a weird brain in a different way, but the way that your brain is weird is like scary, right? Because it is September, I would like to start decorating for Halloween, except I know that it's not in my budget. Okay. I know that it's not in my budget, but I would love to create one of these days. I'm going to make it, guys. I've had it bookmarked for like 2 years, but there's that like lady down in Texas who always makes the cute little like she makes the decorative arches for her front porch, and I want to make the pumpkin one where she got all of these like plastic pumpkins and she does zip ties through them onto it's like a PVC pipe and chicken wire, and then she PVC or not PVC, she zip ties them into the things. So it's like a whole, like a balloon arch, like a fancy bougie one, but pumpkins or Christmas ornaments or all of these different things. And I think that would be so fun. I would love to do that. Okay. The neighborhood that I live in is not like crazy Halloween decorators, but I would like to decorate for Halloween. Okay. I didn't decorate as much as I should have last year. Okay. I did go on a date last year on Halloween, which like we went out to dinner and I kind of was like, I want to stay at home and hand out candy. Like, I got to hand out candy to a couple kids and it genuinely made my whole day. Like, I was so excited. I was so happy that I got to go home and like see like happy kids going trick or treating. Like, it warmed my heart. It really did. I do think about the neighbors that I have that are absolutely nosy as fuck. My front porch is not as large as I feel like it should be. And maybe that's my next project is to make it larger. Maybe. But my nosy neighbors, they have like a bigger front porch and they have a little table and some chairs. And like anytime anything goes on outside, bam, she's out there. She's out there with a cigarette and a cup of coffee and she's watching. And sometimes she'll yell over me and she'll be like, the cops just got cold on him. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I don't know her name. I do not know her name, but I feel for her. I really like her vibe. I do feel like I need to meet my neighbors more. I know one neighbor's name. The other one who I knew left, who watched my cats last year. Yeah, gone. Didn't even say goodbye, which I thought was really weird because I like, we were polite. Like, I wasn't overly friendly with them because I'm like, I'm still trying, like, I was struggling, right? I was trying to get my head above water. And like, I don't know what kind of neighbor you think I'm going to be to like get all up in your business. Also, I'm kind of the naked neighbor and they could kind of see into my house. Like, I am just too naked in my own home to befriend the people behind me if they have a view into my home. And I don't know if they were like seeing too much, but I do worry about it. My problem is like, I will lay naked on the couch, which has a big ass window next to it and not realize that somebody's walking up to deliver something. And I'm like, ooh, Sorry. Sorry, you just saw butt cheeks. I'm so sorry. Oops. We'll do better tomorrow. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Also, side note, Aquaphor, the healing balm stick, amazing, right? Great. I love it. It's easy to put on my lips. I feel like my lips have become dependent on Aquaphor because I feel like they get dry and chapped so quickly if I'm not like reapplying Aquaphor every 20 minutes. And I don't get what I'm supposed to do. Like I really don't. I don't want to be chaffed and chappy and gross and dry. Like that's nasty. Okay. And I work too hard to be like a put together, luscious lady. All right. I am glad that we're getting back into the season of slugging though. Okay. I love going to bed looking like a glazed donut. I love when it's like a little drier outside. So I really get to slather stuff on because during the summer, I want to do that. But then I get so greasy and oily after the fact. And I don't really change up my skincare. And I probably should. I know that I probably should. I don't know what I would do, right? Like I've just been using like gentle lotions and I still feel like I'm a grease goblin because it is just like hot and humid, right? Like I didn't put on lotion today as soon as I got out of the shower and my face is greasy. Like the oils on my face are doing their job and good for them. I'm really proud of them. I heard somebody that was like if you over moisturize and like use too much Aquaphor, it trains your skin to become more dry. And I was like, I thought Aquaphor was the one that like doesn't do that and it just like is gentle and just you can't win. Truly. All we do is try. All we do is try. So there's that. I keep testing the Botox on my 11s and I feel like it's still standing. I feel like it's still good and in there. I think my lip flip is wearing off like kind of finally. I like how it looks when it's like starting to wear off because I like having full, like I use my lips to characteristically, I guess is the word. Like I have too much movement in my lips to really Botox them because then I like sound different. I can't drink out of straws the way that I like to. I have to like I just have to change too many things. I just can't do that. I really can't. But I like the way it looks, you know? So I guess we'll just live with a gummy smile and live, laugh, love and go on with that. I used to want veneers, okay? And something changed that for me. And you want to know what it was? Tana Mojo Montague. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but is it Mojo? Tana? You know Tana. Tana, Bleach and Tone, that Tana. Um, she she has veneers and she has had a veneer fall off several times. And the first time you were like, oh, gross, like your little shaved down nub tooth, right? Like, ew. But also, that's what it looks like. Okay. This most recent time, it was black. It makes me sick to my stomach to think about it. It grosses me out to no end. Your teeth like rot because you're not brushing them. You're not cleaning the actual tooth that the veneer is attached to. So I found out via Love Island that when you have veneers, there's a thing called veneer breath. That you have bad breath and you just can't fix it because your teeth are rotting inside of your head and they're covered by the veneer so you can't even see it. And like you get accustomed to it. And I am so afraid of having a stinky breath. I nothing in this world do I worry about more than a stinky breath. And that's been the case since I was like 6 years old. I was 6 years old in public school. I will not say the name of the school that I went to, but I remember like finishing lunch, going to class and being like, I can taste what my mouth tastes like and being like, oh my God, can other people smell what I'm tasting? And I was like, I don't want to talk to people. It developed an insecurity for me where I was like, what is going on? I'm going to find out. I did struggle with tonsil stones my entire life, which is why I got them removed. Yippity doo dah. And that helped a lot, right? Like I had bad tonsils and that happens, but I was so insecure about it. It's genuinely like I think I overbrush my teeth, truly. I know that I over water pick because I'm at the point that like I water pick and then I bleed and I'm like I've refilled the pick 2 or 3 times and then I'm like, I don't know why my whole mouth is bleeding. And I do have to realize that I am like fully power washing my entire mouth way too much. Um, and I should be careful with that. I should probably talk to my dentist about that because that seems like a bit excessive. Um, but yeah, so I'm afraid of having stinky breath. So I obsess over oral hygiene. And I will say it is an ick that I have in other people. Um, I I really get grossed out over other people's oral hygiene. It's been an issue for me in like potential partners previously. And I feel like that's a shallow thing to say, but like genuinely, I judge people on their oral hygiene. Like if you don't brush your teeth twice a day, gotta go. Oh, you don't floss? Gotta go. You don't power. Yeah, I can tell. I need to leave, right? Um, disgusting. Truly disgusting. And I also think that it's like a very basic, like if you can't take care of your teeth, you can't take care of yourself. And if you can't take care of yourself, you can't be a good partner because you would not be able to take care of a relationship, which is its own entity, right? Like a relationship is basically like a child that you have to nurture and take care of, right? Right. You also wouldn't be a good parent because you can't even take care of yourself. How could you take care of somebody else? Like, oh no, I would be such a great parent. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You would let their teeth rot out of their head. That's disgusting. That's eh. And then you would raise a human being that's not competent and capable of taking care of themselves as an adult. Ew. Ew. Oh, disgusting. I remember I dated a guy who seriously way into it. I found out that he only brushed his teeth when he showered. And he'd be like, well, I showered last night. And I would be like, yeah, but like, did you brush your teeth? He was like, yeah. Like, he'd only brush his teeth twice if it was a special occasion. And I was like, oh, gross, disgusting. And now I have the problem that I'm over brushing my teeth. It's come back to bite me. So that's how I feel about oral hygiene and oral health. I will say I did get my tonsils out, and the left side of my throat, the hole where they were closed over, and the right side of my mouth or my throat, I do have a pocket where the tonsil was, and it grosses me out. And I drink so much after I eat because I'm terrified of food getting stuck in there because I can't like really gargle it that well, right? But it scares the shit out of me. Because when I was healing, every time I ate, food would get stuck in the pockets and it was so painful. It was awful. It was so bad. But I thought that they went away. And like recently, I kind of noticed that that pocket is like still there. And I don't know how far deep, like I can't see inside my own throat. So I probably need to go back to the ENT, but like he's so far away. And he was pretty cool. He was a cool dude. I remember they wheeled me in, he was playing Candy Crush and he was like, all right, let's rock and roll. I was like, okay, all right. He was a weird dude. He really was. But like I guess you kind of have to be a doctor. Like I was going on some dates with a dude that was a doctor and like he was a bit weird. And it does make sense. It does. Because like you don't get to socialize. You don't get to socially develop the way that you need to as a person because you're so busy with school that like by the time you're able to socialize with people, you're 36 and you're like, ah, I don't know how to talk to people. And you're like, okay, well, like we can practice, no problem. So that's all I have. I hope you had fun. We're just kind of hanging out, you know. Maybe next week we'll have more to talk about and we'll have something more serious. But happy Labor Day. I love you so much. Labor away on this Labor Day. Just kidding. I hope you rest. I hope you get a day off. I love you. Bye.